any direction to give me?
All
here on,
right, you are listening to an episode of Transparency and Merit, and you got Brian, and we got me. I'm Joe. And we got a special guest for you tonight. What's the show about tonight? I already forgot. It's about fighting.
Yes, it's about fighting and
defend yourself. You got to defend yourself.
Oops, stop. Oh, by the way, if you can show your screen, Joe, that would be great.
Yes. All right.
And I Skyped you the fight that I think was one of the best fights I've seen on YouTube, by the way. Just my personal opinion.
It's on YouTube. Would you like me to pull it up on YouTube?
Oh, no. Can you see, Vape, can you see the screen here?
No.
You can't see? I've shared the screen.
Yeah, he's sharing the screen.
Can you look on your Skype? You can't see me? Maybe not.
Because I can see Joe's screen, but I don't know, Vape, if you can see Joe's screen as well.
Yeah, everybody on the call should be able to hear it, see it, and hear it.
Can you see it? It's
No.
It's you can't because he's sharing the screen with you and it's showing the video. I mean, it's not showing the video yet, but it's just a clip of two men in altercation.
You can't see it. So let's.
Are you sure?
He can't. Maybe you can't see it. Are you on your cell phone or a computer?
I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, so you're not by your computer?
No.
If you, I wonder if you did it. If you put it on voice, are you holding the phone to your ear, or are you playing? Are you playing it through the microphone?
I'm holding it to my ear.
Well, that's why you can't see it. All right. Well, then.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
You know what? I blame Brian. No more last minute.
Yeah,
calls.
I blame me too. I should get my ass kicked for this.
Yes, you should. Yes, you're gonna have to play defense because we're gonna start throwing shit at you in a minute.
Yes.
I bet if you put it on voice, though, you'd be able to watch this, but maybe not. Who knows? I don't know how the cell phones are working these days. All right, let's play this clip.
Okay, so these two guys are going outside to meet. One's a big fatty.
Yeah, you're going to have to draw a picture for Ray Sully, Dr. Vape.
So one is, Ray Sully.
What's going on here? We got two guys about ready to scuffle.
Yes. So these two guys are about ready to go at it. One's a big chubby, one's a smaller guy. One is a Pancho Villa, and the other is like Ricky Ricardo. Oh, he's knocked him down. And the little guy has to kick.
Yeah.
Oh! He took one to the face. They're still squaring up. A lot of footwork.
Yeah, squaring up.
Fancy footwork going on here.
Oh, he kicked him. He might tackle his back.
We're waiting for our chips and salsa. The waiters are getting ready.
Yeah, who's watching the pozole?
Yeah. More salsa, please. More salsa.
Dígame.
Cornets and burrito.
Yes.
They're both. The bigger guy's more aggressive.
The little guy looks like Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Yes. This would be like me and Brian fighting.
Trying to kick me in the nuts is what he would try to do. Trying to maneuver away from him, you know. Throw him in.
See? Guard.
Oh, roundhouse.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Now he's backing up.
¿Qué corres? Ven. ¿Qué corres con la piscina? ¿Qué? ¿Por qué pinche corres? Vente, vente. Las corre, corre.
Vente, vente. The little guy wants to kick him really hard. But he's aware that he's going to kick, so he's blocking his. He's got his left hand kind of down.
He just went to. He's switching from righty to lefty.
Oh yeah.
He just tried to do a back kick.
Oh.
¿Cómo vas a correr? ¿Qué corres?
This video is titled Two Mexican Gangsters Fighting Each Other.
Yes.
As he's done.
Put patadas, a ver qué se nos queda.
No mas. No mas.
So he's saying he doesn't want to fight anymore, huh?
No mas.
I wonder who owns the car. He needs a paint job.
No mas. No mas.
No mas.
He doesn't want to fight anymore. But the big guy still wants to keep it going. He's trying to get away from him. Why did he just
say?
Yeah, I want to be here.
The little guy's kind of trying to maneuver away from him.
The video's over.
No, the video's not over. He's just copying the link so other people can see it.
Well, there it is. There it is.
Oh, he's dancing. He's back. Is this the beginning or the end here?
This is near the end. This is near the end.
He's still dancing.
Yeah.
They haven't hit each other yet that I've seen.
The guy ripped his shirt and he got kicked.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Down he goes.
Oh.
It's over.
Oh. Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
¿Qué corres, pendejo? ¿Qué estás corriendo,
Well,
pendejo?
once he got on the ground, he was finished.
Corre con una pinche vieja, pendejo. Más corre.
He said he called him a pinche pendejo, which means a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Pinche pendejo. Pinche pendejo.
I wonder what the fight was
Corre un
over.
pinche hombre.
Pinche
Pinche patadas con una
pendejo.
pinche mujer, ¿verdad? Mira, pinche cabrón.
Pinche cabrón.
I wonder if he was maybe perhaps. I wonder perhaps if he was banging his wife or something like that.
I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Pinche
Some people say he was stealing tips. Now this is between a black and a. Oh, you don't want to watch between the black and the Mexican?
I'm here.
Yeah. Well, you already got. Only.
Is this the trailer to Taboo? No, that's okay.
Not yet.
Oh.
Only in New York.
Hold on.
The one up there, Mexican versus the black in the parking lot. You'll see it on the. Yeah, there it is. There we go.
Buffering.
Just like the old porno days when they buffered.
This is Brian. What is this called?
It's Brown Star.
Brown Star.
It's only about a minute long.
First of all, cleanse more.
Oh, mother. Let's go. took it.
What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga?
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. He's done.
What up, nigga?
He's done.
He's running away now.
You want some more?
Oh, he's leaking. He's done.
Just let me know, nigga.
He's leaking.
Just let me know.
Now, both those guys had rather unorthodox style. We're not the sharpest brawlers in. Now is that okay? So we see now.
We don't condone this behavior.
Not at all. We don't condone this kind of behavior.
I'm sorry, it's condone, not contone.
Contoni. But yes.
No Catone.
No Contoni. So what advice do you have to avoiding a confrontation, Vlad?
You smoke. That's what it is.
What my advice would be,
Yes.
don't cook tonight. Call Chicken Delight. Don't go out. Just stay home.
Yeah?
Don't even leave the house anymore.
You know what? I was really angry today because the person in my apartment building I did my, the dryer was spinning, so I decided to do my, clothes in the washer.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to wait for an hour for that person. After the washer was finished, I had to wait an hour for that person to take their clothes out of the dryer.
You were angry?
I got angry a few times on that. Have you ever had anything like that happen, Vladdy?
Is your neighbor a Jew?
No. Would you like to hear my washing machine story?
Yes.
Go ahead, yes.
When I first got married, I was living in an apartment, and there were four of us. And we had one down in the basement was the washer and dryer, and we had this Irish couple. And I think her name was Teresa, if I remember correctly. This was like 25 years ago. And my wife kept complaining that she had left the washing there for like 2-3 days. It was just sitting there, So finally, I got a little angry, and I went next door, and I raised my voice a little bit. And then a couple hours later, the husband knocked on the door, and he had that Irish brogue, and he was telling me, Beppy, I don't want to have a row with you. Well, I didn't know what a fucking row was. I still don't know. What's a row? I wanted to have he said, I don't want to have a row with you. So don't be yelling at my wife. He was in this Irish accent of his, Mm-hmm. And then we moved out. But that's what happens when you share a washer dryer with people.
Now,
Yes.
was there any exchange of two cultures there?
I think so. Yes, I think it was. I did not. What his terminology for an argument was row. They used the word row.
You didn't want to roll out. Now,
he said he didn't want to have a row with me.
Did you go to blows with him or no?
No, we just turned our backs on each other and went back in our apartments, and that was the end of that. And we shortly moved out and bought a condominium after that. Never looked back. So
yeah, that's one of the problems, though. I mean, but his wife was wrong, though, man.
Yes, his wife was wrong, and I mean, not just 1 hour like in your case it was 1 hour, no big deal. But 2-3 days, my wife kept saying I can't do the wash. My wife can't do the wash. So finally, somebody had to say something. You can't leave it there like that. How do you forget? How do you forget for 3 days? Don't you run out of underwear at some point?
That's horrible.
At some point, you got to put new clothes on, right? I mean,
right.
Joe would have sued them.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd just take it out. I'd throw it on the ground.
I think I might have done that, but I can't, say I don't want to embellish the story. My stories are not embellished. They're all based on.
I definitely have taken clothes out of dryers before. It's not fair.
Yeah, I mean,
and I really can't remember if it was in the washer or the dryer, but I remember my wife could not do laundry
for 2 to 3 days.
Yes,
God.
yes. And I kept saying, she wouldn't tell me. And the first 2 days, finally, and the third day, she told me. And that's when I said, "What? If it was one day, I would have not said anything." But 3 days went by, and we're running out of clothes. And where's my underwear, honey? It's in the, it's
right.
So
I know the feeling.
Yeah, So I had to go out and buy. I had to go to JCPenney's and buy some more tidy whities in those days. So but now I'm on boxers. It depends.
I one time when my old man and I were going to the pool for swimming, I saw him with his my mom's underwear, and I said, "What's that?" He goes, "None of your fucking business."
But now, wait a minute. I want you brought up your father, and we were talking about he looked like Kooky Burns.
Yes, he did.
Now, Kooky Burns. Remember, I told you Kooky Burns died like last week. It's interesting. You said Kooky Burns was a handsome man, so your father must have been quite a striking chap, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he did like if you saw pictures of him when he was younger, he looked a little bit like Kooky. And I thought Kooky was a Jew, but Kooky was German, like my dad. German, right? Irish. Yeah.
Kooky had good hair.
Yeah, Kooky, give me your comb.
Yeah, 77 Sunset Strip.
Yeah. He was a bit of a cornball, but I don't think he really gave a crap.
Right. He didn't. His career didn't blossom like he thought it would. He had a fight with the Warner Brothers, and he walked out on his contract, and then he had to crawl back. And at that point, I think the series shut down at that point, and he didn't have much of a career after that. So he made Francis, Kooky, give me your comb.
Yeah, something, and that's another thing. Like sometimes when people their egos get too big, and then they think that they could just walk away from their contract, and they get so used to the money. But when the money dries up, and then they're crawling back. Now, by the way, what you're seeing, the guy with the bearded guy
Well, James Gardner did that in Maverick, but he went on to quite a successful movie career.
Oh yeah.
But then he came back to TV in Rockford and a few other vehicles. But he did that. He had a fight with Warner Brothers, and if you remember, his character was gone for the last few seasons of that show.
Oh yeah. And sometimes it works, but other times, man, it hurts Suzanne Summers, and her husband was the one who basically. Now, Joe, the thing on YouTube, is that the one with the bearded guy? That's on point? It's the one, the center left, that one right there. That one, I think there's a fight there. Can you click on that one? Oh, not that one.
Which one? You said the second to the left.
I'll forget it.
God damn it.
It's in this point. He was hitting Antifa.
Jewish misproducer.
It's not my fault, anything else, probably because of the way I explained it.
But Joe and I have been talking about this movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's kind of based on what we were just talking about, movies, TV stars that had lost their shine, and went to Italy to do, to renew their careers, and that's what happened. That's what really happened.
Yeah, the only one that I know of that kind of renewed his career, was Burt Reynolds, that kind of, yeah.
And your favorite Western, Once Upon a Time in the West, in the West, was Henry Fonda in that movie.
Henry Fonda and Charles Bronson, although that
why would Henry Fonda have to renew his career? Wasn't he still?
These kids, by the way, are not.
I caught a fight once early when Brian and I started making videos. I was at work, and there was this street fight between a Do you remember this fight? It was a Hispanic
between a Samoan and a Mexican.
A Samoan and a Mexican.
Samoan wiped the floor. I think it was more than one Latino, and the Samoan just wiped the floor up with
that
with
video. That video got us 100,000 hits. It went nuts for like a couple weeks. It was fun.
Yeah.
Do speaking of Samoans, do you know who recently died? The wrestler Rocky Johnson.
Yeah. Now, was he part Samoan?
I think he were. And do you know where he was raised at, of all places? Amherst, Canada.
Yeah, he was.
And guess who lives there?
Who?
One of our famous hosts of Spreaker.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, and he was one of the because his family goes back to the British days when they sided with the British. And
yes,
he was one of the,
there was some drama at the Rocky Johnson funeral.
From the HannibalTV.com. I wasn't going to do to a few people about this. I saw a post by WWE Hall of Famer saying his mother-in-law was at Rocky Johnson's funeral. I'm not going to repeat what he said in his Facebook post because it's secondhand information. But I've asked around some other people who were there. I won't mention their names. Billy Graham said that Vince and Pat were very rude on the podium. This other person that I spoke to said he wasn't going to really defend what Vince did. Pat apparently said goddamn times in the church and said the word shit.
Nice.
The exact speech of
that's
Pat
what I would do.
that Billy Graham alleged Pat was actually escorted off the stage. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more as more people come out about what happened at the funeral that were there. But from the people I talked to, they basically said there was some drama. There was frustration that I guess the preacher spoke for like possibly more than an hour and was very negative towards professional wrestling. So Pat and Vince's attitudes on the stage may have had to do with the preacher, who, this is not a quote, but apparently some people were saying he was acting like wrestling was fake and more of a joke. And also, the funeral was originally supposed to take place at a much smaller place in front of only about 100 close friends and family members, but it was moved to a massive church and there was a lot of people there. So I'm sure more is going to come out about this, and I just wanted to say that I am good friends with Billy Graham, but what he posted, it's secondhand for.
Huh.
Now, do you remember, by the way, do you remember Dr. Gorgeous George? Was he still around when you were a kid, Vlad?
Not really. Dick the Bruiser was. I think my grandfather watched Gorgeous George. He used to sit right in front of the TV back in those days.
My dad was a fan of Gorgeous George when he was a little kid. So he's got to be.
Yeah.
What is it? What, the 50s, early 50s?
1954 now. Just when TV was starting to go into homes, I would say, and you had to keep moving the antenna around to get the channel to come in. I remember my grandfather would, when they would do headlocks, he would struggle along with the wrestlers, and because that was all that was on TV. Yeah, I think back in those days, but no, it was. I'm not that old.
Do you remember? Now, how big was midget wrestling?
I remember midget wrestling, but what happened to midget wrestling? There used to be midgets.
Brian,
now they call it.
Do you guys see who that is in a headlock?
Oh yeah, that's the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik.
No, that's not. That's George the Animal Steel, isn't it?
No, that's Iron Sheik.
Yeah, the bald guy is the Iron Sheik. The black guy is the black guy Rocky Johnson?
Yes.
The Iron Sheik.
I didn't know that you knew, but I didn't know that the funeral had a problem. I had read the obituary last week on Rocky Johnson, and he was a big deal back in the day, I guess. But they all feuded with Vince McMahon, from what I understand. But he was from Canada, of all places, and he trained actually in Dennis Deitch told me about that he was in Toronto towards the end of his life, I guess. Lived in Toronto. So Dennis knew him. Should get Dennis on the show.
The one thing I remember was Glow.
Glow, the Glow Girls. I know you remember the Glow Girls, yes. I
like Farmer's Daughter.
As a matter of fact, there's a website, the California Wildcats. It's a women's wrestling site.
Yes, I remember that.
California Wildcats. I think it was Wildcats.
Yeah, that's once the free site, once stuff got free, all those websites kind of I think went down. Maybe there may be the California Wildcats still around, but I don't think they have any new content. The one
there's a website you can go to called Clips for. With the letter 4, the numeral 4 sale, and you can buy all those old clips for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. Now they're all free. But they're mainly they're free. No one's going to even buy a nickel. No one's going to pay anything for.
Well, those Swedish eroticas are quite valuable today. Though they're hard to, the John Holmes and the Tracy Lords stuff. That's hard to find.
I'm not sure.
It is.
She got taken
to the
charts because she was 16.
Yeah, but she had a long career after that, and those videos are even still very popular. There's a big market for them. There are people out there, and I've met a couple, who are such big fans that they have these huge shrines in their homes dedicated to all of her work. Super popular.
Tracy Lord, you're talking about?
Yeah, Tracy Lord's fans that are out there. It's pretty amazing.
She went to Japan and did a movie, and she tried to resurrect her porn career in Japan because I guess nobody would touch her in America for a while. And then she went mainstream for a little while too, didn't she?
Well, she did a few. She did a few John Waters films. She did.
Right.
She did Serial Mom and she did Cry Baby.
Right, Cry Baby with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, with Johnny Depp, and she was all right. You can see some of her films on Pornhub and stuff. I've never really watched it. It's just and I don't know if you can see the stuff where she's underage because I think she was she got a fake ID. And she was doing that stuff while she at the age of 15 years of age.
She certainly didn't look 15, did she?
No, she didn't.
She set history on fire, but she did that. They had to yank all the videos out of the videos. The video stores were big in those days, and they had to yank all that stuff off.
And I was watching that stuff at 15 because I looked older. It wasn't my first. My first was Taboo.
Well, we know about that. We know about Taboo. Taboo is your go-to film.
My go-to film, yeah, my go-to classic. I'm ready for. I told you, I think, but nowadays you could never do it. But I've always thought maybe they could do. Remember the movie Back to the Future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to Taboo.
Yeah, back to Taboo.
Back to Taboo. And then, he gets with her and like, oh my God, this has always been my dream. And then he goes, and then he goes back to the future. And then he's like.
In a DeLorean, right? With Tracy.
In the DeLorean. And his son is retarded and they want to get it back together again. I don't know. I think it would be.
Well, I think we should make semi-retarded.
Yes. Now I've heard that you cannot have like people with Down syndrome and stuff in pornos.
Do they have any? I don't want to go there.
Do they have? I wonder if they have any Down syndrome, because I talked about
chime in at this point.
One of my friends talked about doing a film with people with special needs. You know what he was going to call it?
No, what was he going to call it?
He was going to call it fucking retards.
fucking retards.
And they said by law you can't. I guess people with mental deficiencies are kind of protected, so you actually can't. If a person is a person who has Down syndrome, like Corky. From when that show Life Goes On, I don't think you could do a porno with him.
No. I have breaking news, by the way, for all your listeners.
Yes.
Well, today and tomorrow, I think tomorrow is the last day you can file for the Equifax security breach. You'll get $125 from Equifax if you file today.
Well,
tomorrow is the last day.
What if you weren't a user of Equifax, or is everybody automatically?
They're a credit reporting. You didn't have to be a user. They track your credit anyway. There are 3 credit reporting agencies, and they're one of them. They had a breach, so they had a section lawsuit, and they're paying everybody in America $125.
Holy moly!
Or for 3 years of credit reporting.
What's the URL for people out there listening?
www.sendittobeppy. Send it to Vlad.
You just ruined all credibility. No, what is it?
I think it was www.equifaxbreach.com.
No. I'll find it. Let's see here.
But it's $25 for free. You have it coming because everybody was breached. You can even check your own breach. All you do is put in your name, the last 6 numbers of your Social Security number, and it will tell you if you were breached.
I had 3 breaches, in fact, during that window. So I feel like, I'm not.
They owe you $600, right? They owe you more.
They could find. I guess I do have the paperwork. I could just send them that. But.
Well, it's a little late now, but, with 1 day left, so take the $125 and run. We can all meet for dinner and pay for our own bills now. Even Angela filed today.
Yes.
You know how many In-N-Out burgers how many In-N-Out burgers can you get for $125 today?
Oh, quite a few. You can get about 120, let's see, you get about 30, I don't know. Equifax.
By the way, I was confused.
Equifax
Did Brian have a triple burger? Or did he have 3 burgers?
I did. I had 2 triple burgers.
Yeah, 6 patties total.
By the way, Brian.
Hold on. Yeah. EquifaxBreachSettlement.com. You probably said it right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Brian, did you turn in did you have, you could have had that windshield paid by your insurance company. They do it. They owe you that. It's free.
Really?
Yeah, turn it into State Farm. Call your State Farm agent if you have State Farm, or call your agent, and I believe it's covered under your collision. Not under comprehensive, not collision. Under comprehensive.
Oh, yeah, you got to call your insurance company, man. Don't sit there and daydream about shows about fighting because you're mad at the Jew who left his clothes in the washing machine at your apartment building.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And JP actually photographed it. I had to have your photo of your car yanked down because he doxed you with the license plate. So we took it down.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You have really hands, by the way. I was watching you hold your hamburger. You have long thumbs.
I took a picture of you munching down on the 3x3 burger from In-N-Out. And
yes,
your hands, there was such a finesse game going on with each bite.
Now,
very dainty. You have very dainty hands.
Now, Vlad, have you tried? Because I've never tried Whataburger, but there are people who say that Whataburger is better than In-N-Out.
I've never had either.
What?
They don't have it where I live. We have White Castle.
They have that in the frozen section. What do you think of White Castle?
You can eat them about once a year, every 6 months, and then you're done. They skeeve you. You can do about 10 of them easily.
Yeah.
You know, they're quite tasty. They used to, back in the day, they used to be a dime. Believe it or not, a dime for a burger. 12 cents. Then they went to 12 cents. Everybody got upset over 2 cents. 12 cents. Used to be able to get a whole sack for $1. Buy them by the sack was their motto or something. In Georgia, I have a friend in Georgia. They have Crystal burgers. I don't know if you guys have that out there. Crystal. It's their version of White Castle. Now, do you have Culver's out there?
No,
I'm not sure.
I've never seen one. Culver's. We have a place called Everest Burgers. Have you ever tried that, Brian?
No.
Damn.
And we don't have Del Taco out here either. We don't have Del Taco. You guys got Del Taco.
They're not nationwide, huh? I thought they were everywhere.
Do they have Carl's Jr.?
Yes.
Now, did you ever hear the rumor that Carl's Jr. was like a secret Nazi?
Didn't you do a show on Carl
Yes.
Jr.?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you had any memories of the whole Carl Karcher ordeal.
No, I didn't.
No.
Refresh my memory. I'm not sure about that.
Well, he supported a politician. His name was Schmidt. And,
Schmidt.
I think it was John Schmidt, who turned out to be a bit of I think he never advertised it publicly, but privately he was a Holocaust revisionist.
Mm.
And
to be honest with you, I've never eaten at a Carl Jr.'s.
I really enjoyed their double Western bacon cheeseburger.
I bet you have.
Oh, fuck. It's tasty, man.
What is your favorite burger? What is your favorite fast food burger, I guess?
By the way, before he answers that, I did stop by a Carl's, just by pomp and circumstance. I had a request to pick up some food from Carl's this week. So I went there, and I got my favorite thing on their menu, the fried zucchini. And the fried zucchini is great. Anyways.
That does sound good.
What is your favorite?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out is my favorite, but right now I am having a craving. I'm not going to do it because I got to get up in the morning. But right now I do have a craving for a double Western bacon cheeseburger. The barbecue sauce.
As my wife would say, go for it.
I'm not going to do it now. It's too late. I don't want to eat this late. Not with my diabetes. Have you guys ever watched any cat fighting videos?
All the time.
Those are rather attractive and kind of tasty.
Which ones?
Cat fighting.
Oh, I thought we were talking about fast food burgers.
We were, but he jumped to porn right away.
Yeah,
he went right back to porn. So
yes. Well, speaking of people who can't keep a straight thought, we've got the great Dennis Wizard, Dennis.
Mr. Talkover.
Yeah. Mr. Talkover? How do you defend yourself in a fight?
How do I defend myself?
Yes.
First of all, hello.
My forearms.
Tell us about Rocky Johnson's Toronto.
Oh yeah. We'll get to Rocky too.
Forearms and shins. Yeah, correct.
Forearms and shins. Sounds like a meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's some restaurant. I'll have the forearms and shins, please.
Yeah,
well done.
My friend's mom used to say when her husband would cook onions and mushrooms, she'd say assholes and elbows.
That's funny, JP.
Yes.
Finally hit one out.
That was a good one. Yes.
Good one.
Good memory.
Die.
Rocky Johnson. Do you know who he is, Dennis?
Rocky Dennis?
Rocky Dennis, Rocky Johnson.
No.
No?
The wrestler, Dennis. We were talking about the
famous
other day.
Wrestler.
He's from Toronto.
No. I know Rocky the boxer that ran up the stairs that ran up there and said,
You were just talking about Rocky Johnson.
I know Rocky.
There you go.
A fucking chick. What did she scream out in the fucking movie theater? Rocky or something. And he felt whatever the fucking bitch name. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired, man. What do you want from me?
All right. Well, you go, Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah, that's right. Adrian. That's right.
Adrian.
Adrian. Yeah.
Hey,
The last punch.
Pepe Grillo.
Oh, God.
Hey.
God, sick, man. They play Rocky. We got a fucking Rocky fucking marathon happening here, man. Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3.
That's
what
right.
the fuck is this? Like fucking 9 hours of fucking Rocky?
That's how many fucks in the last 10 seconds. How many fucks was that? We should have a fuck counter when Dennis comes on. how many fucks was that, Dennis?
We should have a quarter jar, though.
Yeah, a fuck counter. You know? That was a lot of fucks, I gotta tell you. You know?
I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't.
Now, have you ever seen a cat fighting video? One of those female wrestling videos, there, Dennis?
Yeah.
Those are always kind of, when they really wrestle, it's kind of arousing.
Oh
there.
no, it's always hot. It's always hot when you see two women fucking, go at it.
Oh yeah.
No, it's true, man. Right? Gotta admit it.
I could make a joke at this point, but I'm going to leave the joke. I'm not going to mention it.
No, you should tell the joke.
No, tell the joke, man. Tell the joke.
No,
you got
You
it.
can't
I'm
do
not
that. You cannot do that.
No,
Yeah, I'm not
can't hold back, man.
Oh.
Cat fight.
Cat fight.
Oh yeah, man. You got cat fights. Oh man.
I'm not going there.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was an interesting show. Okay. A lot of topics, and I think our sponsors turned me on.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Well,
I'm waiting for somebody. They went for a smoke. Fucking echo. Man. I
They're
can't do
still
this.
selling cat fighting videos.
go on a website
cat
called
fighting
Clips.
video.
CLIPS. 4, the letter 4, the numeral 4, sale, SALE, and punch in cat fight.
I've seen those, but I'll go to it again.
And there's hundreds of them. There's literally thousands on there available. And you can preview
here,
by the way.
Clips for sale, fetish porn here. Let's go here. Well, they got the face sitting, they got ebony, they got tickling, they got foot fetish, they got gay, foot jobs.
Good. All right.
Now, how about this one? Ball busting.
Yeah, they got everything on that site.
I think that's starring Debbie Daly.
Oh, please. We weren't supposed to do that.
Have you seen the
you're
videos? Hey, listen. Have you seen the videos where the guys want the women with the high heel stilettos crunch on their balls until they bleed? It's like fucking fucked up weird shit, man. You see that shit?
I missed that, Dennis. I'm sorry, I missed that. I don't know how I missed that.
No, it's a good thing you did. I
You know
happened
what?
across it.
This video,
Yeah.
this is a Brazilian video. It's called
Hey,
How
doesn't
Come
leave my
You
brain,
Won't.
man.
And this one, I like this one too. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, part 5.
Yes.
Shut the hell up, part 4. These are all called, these face-sitting videos are all called Shut the Hell Up. Let me see here.
Are you still on the Clips for Sale site?
Yeah. This one's called Little Slave Under My Butt. I'm just... And another one is no happiness allowed.
Sounds like
No
a
fun allowed.
They sound like titles to your old shows, by the way.
Yeah.
no,
I think,
like an
Joe, I think we need to sue these people. So they've got
Joe,
spit.
sue these people. Sue these people, Joe.
Yeah,
Right.
sue them. They've got spit, carry, fart. I want to look at no happiness No happiness allowed. Oh my God.
No happiness. No happiness.
I think I'll tie us to your
slave under my butt.
Straight what? Straight what? Straight my butt.
And these women are really good actresses, by the way.
All right, what are you talking about? What video are you talking about?
Oh, this is just it's clips, and it's called "Slave Under My." This is called "No Happiness Allowed."
Is that a website called Clips?
No happiness.
Clips, huh?
No happiness.
Oh, you're not on YouTube.
No.
Is that
okay.
Is that a Mexican? Is that a Mexican production?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It is.
Yes. Tijuana from the Meat Spin maker, the company Meat Spin.
Manja. We have a question from the chat room from Ronnie. Is Dennis autistic?
Yeah, apparently people tell me that all the time, so I guess I am.
All right.
You can't question the masses, right?
Thank you, Ronnie, for the question. Excellent stuff.
So I'm apparently autistic. Yes.
Another good observation from here in the chat room from Willie. Mr. Midnight Movie. Brian seems to be addicted to porn. I think this is a trait in serial killers.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true. As I am.
Only he can jump from talking about the best burgers in town to porn.
I like when you read the chat board, when you go to the segment at the end of the show to read the chat board. That's nice.
Chat boards are fun. Chat boards are part of the show. It's the best. To me, it's one of the best. I've always been a chat board guy. You go into shows and start going crazy in there, and it's always fun to get a shout out from whoever's doing the
chat board warrior.
Actually, what is the topic? If this is live on air, right? Of course, I just dropped in to say hi. What is the topic?
Well, we did start. We did start the show with the topic when you came on. We asked you how you defend yourself in a fight.
Elbows and shins.
Assholes and elbows.
Now, Vlad, you used to do a little bit of street fighting yourself. What was your opinion on the overweight Latino and the smaller Latino? What advice would you have given the smaller Latino to defend himself? Like, what could he have done to...
leg sweep, you get her on the floor. You get her on the ground, or leg sweep. That's it. That's all you do. And what you do, you got to use her gravity, her weight. You know what gravity is, right, JP?
Yes,
right?
It doesn't exist, but
right.
Yeah.
And momentum, right? Momentum, and you use the the center of gravity where that you can turn that turning point.
There's your answer.
Right?
Now, come on. Now,
Dennis, it's called
what
balance.
Dennis does is he flicks a cigarette at him, and then he flicks a cigarette at him, and then he hits him on the head with a shoe or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when they're going for the smoke, that's when they catch him. When I'll toss their fucking center of gravity off, and then I'll leg sweep them, and then that's when I go for their knee, and then that's when I go for the fucking leg lock, and that's when I go to break their fucking knee, man. All right, that's how you
tell us what you would have done. Tell us what you would have done if you would have got off the train in Amherst.
Oh my God, are you kidding me, man?
What was your tactic?
If Joe came at me, man, all right, I'm in the house. I can't yell. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, yell. You got up, yell.
Because I give him 5 feet distance, right? Because I know that he can't move too fast, right? Now, if I was going to come up on... No, listen. Because I always watch for the guy's first move, all right? As soon as I feel pardon me?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're listening. Come on, amplify, Dennis. Amplify.
Right. No, as soon as you see the first move on the guy...
You're fading out, Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Lighten it up. Can't hear you.
Fade out. Go ahead.
Can't hear you.
He's
Go.
fading out. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go. Go ahead.
You just take it.
Whatever.
I know if it's his leg or if it's his arm, you just take it, you hold it, you pull it, and you take his weight and you drop him to the ground, and then you do whatever the fuck you want with him, man.
Bite him. You bite him.
But Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong. We're talking about Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong, though. We're talking about a 500-pound man you're dealing with.
I know. It's easy. You just put him to the ground easy, man.
500-pound person? That seems difficult, if you ask me.
Yes. Easy.
You know what?
This is why I wait for the guy to make the first move. All right? I had to go against a lot of big guys. And yeah, I wait for them to make their first move, right? Because one guy fucking tried up on me. Later he says, "Yeah, you're like ninja," you know. I take his and you see the.
How about giving him a titty twister
or a hickey?
Now,
give him a hickey. That's a good one.
But now. I told Joe about the one time my old man, he got knocked down one time by a bigger guy, and the guy got on top of him. And my dad said he saw his big fist, and he went right for his penis, and he just twisted and pulled as hard as he could because he did not want to get smashed in the face. And the guy got off him and vomited. But my dad just he took that dick and he pulled. He just pulled it and then he twisted with all of his might.
This guy was fighting because he realized he had Cookie Burns on the ground.
Cookie Burns doesn't fuck around. Cookie Burns will grab you. Mama didn't raise...
Your father got his comb out.
Cookie didn't raise no fool. Yeah, he got the comb out and he put it right up his nutsack.
Yep, Cookie Burns. So we've hit a lot of subjects tonight. And that was, we've hit fighting, we've hit movies, we've hit this hopefully your audience is going to grab their $125.
Go get your money from Equifax. They've been robbing you all along anyways.
Yeah. And the best thing you can do sometimes when you're in a fight is grab the testicles. Grab the testicle. Run away. And if you can't run away, grab some balls.
Hold on. Angela, how do you defend yourself in a fight?
Oh, Angela's probably had she's probably ripped a few testicles off in her day. Go ahead.
I did hurt somebody. I didn't mean to, though. I didn't mean to.
It was lovemaking. Have you ever shoved a bottle up someone's ass, Angela?
I candle, and then I lit it.
Did you ever pull a Fatty Arbuckle on anybody?
What the hell does that mean?
Well,
it's an obscure reference to when Fatty Arbuckle had a woman in his hotel room one night, and the police were called later. Apparently, she had a Coca-Cola bottle shoved right up her rectum.
Oh my!
And so from that, she ended up dying, and Fatty Arbuckle I think he was blackballed from Hollywood at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but do you know who supported him his whole life?
It happened at a party. I think I remember Brian talking about this.
I believe it was Charlie Chaplin.
And someone else violated him.
Wait, quiet, Angela. Charlie Chaplin supported Fatty Arbuckle his whole life,
Yes, I believe so. It was either Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton supported Fatty Arbuckle for the rest of his life. It's a true story. That's a fact. Look it up. Wikipedia.
Well, I just said that he didn't do it. I mean, and I remember Brian talking about this in his VTR days about Fatty Arbuckle. But
he was blackballed. He definitely was blackballed. He never made another movie after that trial, I believe.
Yes. They, I guess when you, the prostitutes, if a fat client wanted to pay for a little bit of something extra, a little taboo, they'd call it arbuckling.
Arbuckling, right. Well, that's a new phrase. The phrase that pays.
Arbuckle.
It is.
Arbuckle.
Chicks say, don't arbuckle me.
Don't get arbuckled.
Don't arbuckle me. Now, the next big trial after Fatty Arbuckle was Errol Flynn. And that's when the saying came up, in like Flynn, because he beat that rape trial, statutory rape trial.
Now, I wonder if there's any famous movie star that was convicted or who was charged with forcible rape. But Tyson's the only one that comes to mind.
He went to jail too, 4 years.
Yeah.
He went to.
Yeah.
You know, he. But who would? You know, I mean, that woman went up to his room. What did she think was going to happen with that animal?
Yeah.
You know, did she think it was going to be love at first sight? You know, I mean, she got what she paid for, right? Basically.
Yeah, I mean,
no
when you do,
no.
I don't know. I mean,
it is an animal.
Well,
I mean, he was convicted.
Yeah,
and it was a mixed jury, so it wasn't racism. The woman was black, and I mean, you kind of should have known like what you were getting yourself into, though.
I believe she was a churchgoer girl, if memory serves me right.
The first boxer that ever happened to was Jack Johnson. And he got a provincial pardon, I believe.
DJT says Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Oh,
you should do a show.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, but yeah. Well, Mike Tyson was the first, and then Bill Cosby. Now, what was I going to say? But Jack Johnson wasn't convicted of forcible rape. Was he convicted of forcible rape?
Sure did. He went to jail. He left the country.
It was for marrying and sleeping with a white woman, not forcible rape.
Right, but that's the thing. That was the charge, though, because they're going to put him in jail for marrying a white woman. But that's basically what ruined his career, and I believe he ended up with a presidential pardon.
Yeah. Well, didn't Trump pardon him?
By the way, Rob Lowe I think it was more of a statutory rape situation. I don't know if it was forced rape.
Now, wasn't Sonny Liston charged with wasn't he charged? He wasn't convicted, but wasn't he charged with forcible rape as well?
I don't think so. Sonny Liston, there was a documentary on Sonny Liston I saw, and I forgot it's been a while since I saw it, but it was an interesting documentary, Sonny Liston. I just saw a documentary on Sam Cooke, and they think that was a murder, because within a year of Sam Cooke's death, Malcolm X was murdered, and then shortly after that, Martin Luther King was murdered. And that's when Sam Cooke got hooked up with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali, the football player. What was his name? Jim Brown and Malcolm X. There's a documentary on Netflix about Sam Cooke, because he was shot there in Compton. And they interviewed, there was a big trial on that. They interviewed the police. And when all his record companies showed up at the police station, the police wanted to know who the fuck is Jack Johnson. What they said, and I'm going to use the N word, they said, this is just another nigger. And they didn't know who Sam Cooke was. And I mean, he was one of the most famous black R&B singers in America at that time.
Now, the woman was the woman
she was
black?
Black Asian, I think.
Yeah, she was black and Asian. And
yes.
Basically, from what I understand, is
what happened was he was in a nightclub and flashed a wad $5,000. He picks up this hooker in a nightclub in California somewhere, and he ends up in this motel in Compton, and she claims that he tried to rape her, but what she did was, it was all a setup. What she did was she threw his pants over the balcony. Well, he went after the pants, no clothes on. He assumed she went into the manager's office. He pounded on the door, and a black manager shot. It was a woman that shot him 3 times.
Yeah. And then she hit him over the head with a broom.
I don't know that, but he was set up basically by a pimp. He was set up by a pimp.
Yeah. And let's not forget Marvin Gaye and his daddy for Father's Day.
Too. Marvin Gaye on Father's Day, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Marvin Gaye's father liked to dress up in women's clothes.
So did Oscar De La Hoya.
For Oscar, his father, or Oscar De La Hoya, likes to dress up in.
Oscar De La Hoya himself dressed up in women's clothes. JP Googled that one time. You can see a bunch of. Yeah.
Now, I heard that Marvin Gaye's father, Debbie says Marvin Gaye's father was defending himself, and that he was acquitted because I think Marvin Gaye tried to attack his old man, and his old man just blew him away.
Yes, he did. That's true. It's true. It's a sad day in music history here.
Yeah, no. And Marvin Gaye was pretty coked out at the time when he
innovator. When he was doing his songs, he was layering his voice one over the other. So it was always him you were listening to in all his songs. He was an innovator. So was Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke had made his own record company, and this documentary on Netflix. Obviously it's a conspiracy. He was killed by big organizations killed him. But the truth of the matter was he got set up by him.
Oh yeah, I think that's the truth of it. I mean, with Sam Cooke.
Yeah,
he was flashing his money, and she probably knew who he was, and they got him in there, and. Yeah.
He got naked. She threw his pants out the window, and he went after the pants, and because they said he was found naked. Basically.
Well, I heard he had a shirt on, but no pants. Like shoes, right. He had his shoes and socks on, and he had a shirt, and he had no pants on. He was climbing over the balcony, and the woman shot him, and then I think she shot him a couple of times.
Yeah, the motel manager shot him.
Yeah, but he was still going after her, and then she clubbed him over the head with a broom or a mop.
At the trial, they show the trial on the Netflix documentary, and she said when she shot him, he looked at her and said, "Hey, you just shot me," and then she finished him off.
Yikes!
Did she finish him off with it? Because I heard it was the broom strikes that killed him, not the shot. I think she had like a 22. Something, yeah. A gun not that powerful, but like she shot him, and then like she just started wailing on him with the broom.
They didn't say that. They showed the silhouette of the body, and he had a headshot. He definitely had a headshot.
Okay.
So they show him slumped over in the manager's office, and all the police are there. They got it roped off, and they didn't know who he was.
Did the woman who he was with, did she have a reputation as a lady of the night?
Yes.
Did they prove that in the trial?
She claimed at the trial, that he was raping her, and that she ran out of the hotel room and went to a phone booth and said that she had been kidnapped, and she broke out of the hotel room. And that was the cover-up. That was her cover. I think the motel manager was in on it. The pimp never got his name was not brought up, and the hooker. They were all at the trial. It's an interesting documentary. You should look. If you got Netflix, you should watch it.
Let me take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, they were talking about making a movie about Sam Cooke with Denzel Washington for a while.
He's a little old now to do Sam Cooke, I think.
No, he is. But this was years ago that they were talking about making a Sam Cooke film. But
now, what about R. Kelly?
Rape.
Well, he's locked up. He's not even getting a bond. That guy. They don't even want to give him a bond. He's locked up in MCC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Fourth Amendment guarantees him a bond. If I'm not mistaken, he should be getting a bond, but he's not.
He's finished. He's more finished than Bill Cosby.
He should do an Epstein.
Yeah. But did Epstein kill himself? That's the question.
Well, I don't know.
I got it.
Yeah. That's some fishy stuff, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't usually believe in
conspiracies, right?
Conspiracy theories, but this one looks kind of fishy to me.
That's a conspiracy for everyone to believe in.
Is this still live, by the way?
It's still live. I don't know how, but we still have people in there chatting. So yeah, there's still some juice left, but we might end it.
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski. There you go. There's another rapist.
Yeah. Well, it's upon a time in Hollywood.
But that's a statutory situation. We're talking about forced rape.
That's still rape.
Well,
she was 13 and he did anal on her.
Oh, yeah, that counts.
If a child cannot consent, if they don't understand everything, and even if they understood the mechanics, they do not have the intellectual capacity to say yes.
Did Dennis, you know what? Up, by the way,
for a long time, he was, people didn't, because people thought because he was a great filmmaker, they never, they kind of gave him a pass, and now that stuff would never fly. And
he won't come back.
Whoopi Goldberg actually, said it wasn't rape, and all this other stuff that was kind of stupid. And now nobody would ever defend him.
Yeah, but people like Woody Allen get a pass, right? I mean, I don't know much about that, but it seems like he got a pass. But Roman Polanski, he never came back. He's still out of the,
my God.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this is an interesting program. Thanks for having me as a guest.
We did go around the horn. Thank you for joining. And Mr. Brian over there, I always want to call you Mr. Midnight Movie. Do you want to keep going or end it?
No, I think we've said everything that we've gone to say, and I just wanted to have a little bit of fun juice out there. But the fighting, like I said, we watched a little bit of fighting. I wanted to just add that. Their techniques were not the most. I think we only watched 2 fights, and their techniques were not the best.
How does Debbie Daly defend herself in a fight?
I'm not sure. Probably with a gun.
Yes,
with words. She has a ninja tongue, to say the least.
She's a ninja tongue.
Yes.
And I think Debbie would pull out her firearm if someone tried to encroach on her to use violence against her.
So too.
And which is her right, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's every woman's right. It's every woman's right to defend themselves.
Absolutely. It's every human being's right.
Yes. She has every right in the world to defend herself. Whether it's physically, verbally, she has every right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Few do it like Debbie does.
Why not, Angela? Why doesn't she have a right to do that?
Terroristic threats.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on.
Well, at least I can support what I say, JP.
Get out of here.
All right, guys. Before we get on to
terroristic threats,
I'm
controversy.
I'm getting to bed.
This is not a drama show. This was a nice show, and we have a sponsor now, Angela. We have a sponsor.
I mean, my God.
All right, let's end it here. Let's end it here.
Yeah, there you go. You're ruining the show here, Angela.
Yes, like and subscribe.
I didn't bring her up. You idiots did.
Yes, somebody please take Angela away from us. Take her now, please.
No. All right, guys. I'm going to bed. I want to wish you all a good night. Have pleasant dreams. Angela, please. Come on.
No mas.
No mas.
Really?
No mas.
I can't say a little thing. What's your problem, Brian?
Final word, Angela. Go.
I'm going to get a candle for the both of you. Double-ended.
Oh, I like it.